Alright, in Bones here, and I wanted to go over one of the things that I think is one of your most essential pieces of kit, and that's a good little utility blade. And on my go bag, I like to run at least two blades. Like I like a little utility blade, possibly two utility blades, and then some type of fixed blade option. But normally my utility blade, whatever little, it's usually a little folder, and I usually look to spend about 20 bucks on it. And for the longest time, I've been carrying this little X timer here, and it's a good little knife. You can see it's hollowed out. It's it's just a cheap thing. I don't mind if I break it. It's lightweight, cool. But lately I've been looking for other options to run. Because that's a pretty old knife, and people have been asking me what's a good option. And so I've been doing some research, and I came across a $20 knife that I was like, oh, that looks interesting, I want to try it out. Watched a couple reviews on it, went ahead and ordered it, and I've been carrying it for about a week, and that's this here. And this is the K-Bar Dozier. And Dozier, it's designed by Bob Dozier, who makes all kinds of custom knives and stuff, and so he designed this for K-Bar, and they were able to bring in a pretty cool little knife for 20 bucks on Amazon. That's about what it runs on Amazon. So what do you get for 20 bucks? Well, you get a 3-inch blade made out of osate steel and a Zytel handle. And there are some cheap cost-cutting features of this knife, but that's pretty decent blade steel for $20. And I can tell you the knife doesn't feel cheap. It's definitely a kind of a high-value, low-cost type knife. So I honestly don't think you're gonna find anything that's of this value for or this quality for 20 bucks. So how'd they do it? Well, for one, this finish is like, I think it's just regular paint, so that's eventually gonna chip and come off with hard use. But like I said, for 20 bucks, you just buy a new one. The other one is it's an overseas knife. This is made in Taiwan, so that's kind of a big hit, and I know some guys are real sticklers on that. But hey, for 20 bucks, you're probably not going to find a American-made knife that's any decent quality. So let's go over some key specs of this real quick. One, it's super lightweight, comes in at 2.2 ounces, which is awesome. Like I said, it's osate stainless steel. It's lockback design, and it locks pretty solid. So I'll show you that in a minute. And then a 3-inch blade, 7 1/4 inches overall when it's open, Zytel handle. And like I said, unfortunately, it is made in Taiwan. So let's go over some of the cool things about it. Like I said, it's a lockback design, and it locks pretty sturdy. Locks out sturdy, so you could tell, you definitely know when it's locked. When it folds, and you can see it's not coming open. So, which is good, because the pocket clip, although reversible from one side to the other, you can't move it from the back of the handle to the front of the handle, so it's always going to be a tip-up carry. I know some guys don't like that, but honestly, this shuts strong enough that I don't see that as being an issue. It hasn't been so far this week. The pocket clip, it's pretty sturdy, man. I mean, it's not coming. It's a sturdy pocket clip. The good thing is it's not coming out of your pocket or off your bag. The bad thing is it's going to tear up your pockets, because I mean, it's they tried, if you can see right here, they put where the pocket clip actually touches around this smooth circle here, so it wouldn't tear up your clothes all that bad, but you can kind of tell when you're moving it in and out of your pocket. So so the thumb stud on it is reversible. You can move it from, you know, one side of the blade to the other. And the pocket clip, so, you know, if you're a lefty, that comes in handy, which I am. So it's one thing I look for in a blade. And then not very many $20 knives give you the option of even moving the pocket clip. So that's kind of cool. There's some jimping on the top of the blade here that does provide, it's actually really, really good, and it does provide some traction. And probably the only real traction. With the Zytel handled, these scales are pretty aggressive. However, I don't really feel like, although it's comfortable in hand and my finger kind of wraps around the back, I don't feel a lot of traction due to the handle itself. Where the thumb stud is, doesn't make it the easiest to deploy, and it does take some playing around with to be able to flick it out. See if I can get it here. So it does take a combination of a little bit of pressure with your thumb and then a flick of the wrist, but you can get it down. One of the things that impressed me was this thing comes pretty damn sharp, and you know, so far it's held its edge pretty good, and I'll say it's like I said, pretty decent steel, especially for the price. And then it has a lanyard hole here in the back, and I don't think I'm missing anything. Look, for $20, the knife's great. I've been playing with it for a week, like I said, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's a comfortable knife. It's very sharp. It's just a classic looking little design here. So and it's super lightweight. So when it's in the pocket, it's not a nuisance. It's not in the way. It's a small package. I think a 3-inch blade's a pretty good size for just your everyday little common utility knife. So there you go. If you've got $20 to spend on a knife and you need a good knife, this is a good knife. Maybe made in Taiwan, but the quality control seems to be there. It's sturdy. You can adjust the tension with Torx. You can, you know, move the pocket clip from one side to the other, the thumb stud from one side to the other. Yeah, this is a good little knife. For $20, it's a great knife. So there you go. If you're looking for a new knife, there you go. Oh, one more thing I want to mention. This is in Coyote Tan, but it also comes in Foliage Green, black, pink, and bright orange. So, and it also has, I think, a regular satin finish blade. So if you're not a big fan of the blacked out blades, they got you covered. And so there you go. It's a kick-ass little knife. It's called the K-Bar Dozier Folder, the Hunter. So there you go. Long ass name, but whatever. There you go. If you have any questions, hit me up. But it's a cool little knife and worth every penny. I'm out.